And we start in Lebanon, which has been hit by multiple Israeli airstrikes across the country after Israel vowed to target branches of a bank it accuses of helping to finance Hezbollah. This here is the scene live over the skyline of Beirut, where we have been observing large plumes of smoke rising in the past few hours. Israel had issued the urgent evacuation orders to residents in 22 areas across Lebanon and warned that attacks were planned on a large number of targets. And take a look at this video from last night showing a multi-story building in southern Beirut collapsing after being hit by strikes. These pictures here show the aftermath of some of those strikes, with residents inspecting the rubble. Well, we can now speak to our Middle East correspondent in Beirut, Hugo Bashega. Good to have you on the programme, Hugo. Just talk us through the impact of these strikes that occurred across Lebanon.
Yeah, Catherine, so the first airstrikes happened here in Beirut just 20 minutes after the Israeli military issued those evacuation orders late last night. And the Lebanese state news agency is reporting this morning that there were 11 airstrikes targeting Dahir, which is an area of Beirut where Hezbollah has a strong presence. There were 3 attacks in the country's south and 2 in the Bekaa Valley, again, areas where Hezbollah has a very strong presence. And the targets of these attacks were branches of the Al-Qard Al-Hassan association, a financial association linked with Hezbollah. It offers financial services to civilians living in those areas where Hezbollah has a very strong support. It is deeply embedded in those Shia Muslim communities. So it's another sign of how embedded Hezbollah is in those parts of the country. It is more than a militia. It is also a political party with representation in parliament, but it is also a social organization with significant public support. And this institution has been under US sanctions since 2007. It has been accused by American officials of being a cover for Hezbollah to manage its financial activities. Obviously, Hezbollah is not only armed by Iran, but it is also financially supported by Iran. But I think those attacks could be an expansion of Israel's war against Hezbollah, because these are facilities in civilian neighborhoods of the country, in busy districts. These are not military targets or military infrastructure being used by Hezbollah. And last night, trying to explain, what was behind these attacks, a senior Israeli intelligence official said that the aim here was try to damage Hezbollah's ability to carry out its daily operations, and also try to damage the ability of the group to rebuild once the war is over.
And Hugo, we're expecting a visit by the US special envoy for Lebanon, the crisis happening there. He's due in the country. What can we expect from a visit like this?
Yeah, so I think the attempt here by the Biden administration is try to find a diplomatic solution to what's happening here. Now, there has been this leak reported last night that the Israeli government has offered a document to American officials making some demands to end the war here. Some of the demands are that Israeli aircraft would be able to enter Lebanese airspace, and that Israeli troops would be able to cross the border to carry out operations against Hezbollah. Obviously, conditions that the Lebanese authorities will never accept. But I think this could mark the beginning of some negotiations or talks to end the conflict here between Israel and Hezbollah. So what the Israelis are saying is that the goal here is to push Hezbollah away from the border, to allow the return of those 60,000 residents who've been displaced from communities in northern Israel. Here in Lebanon, more than 100,000 civilians have been, have fled those villages across the country. The war here has led to the displacement of more than 1.2 million people all across the country. So Amos Hochstein is returning to the region, and again, another effort by the Biden administration to try to find a diplomatic solution to what's happening here.
Hugo, thank you. That's our Middle East correspondent there, Hugo Bashega, with all the very latest from Beirut.